lost out on a bid for a property last week? How many of you lost several bids over the past few weeks with your buyers? I understand it's tough out there for buyers, and agents are working harder than ever with the challenges of multiple offers, properties going under contract within hours, bidding wars. Hi everyone, this is Kim Dowling, and today I'm going to give you a few of the specific ways that our top buyers agents are using to win offers for their clients. Boots on the ground, what are we doing day in and day out? You can use these same tools to help your buyers understand how to put their strongest offer on the table. We want to show sellers the strengths that your buyers have with their current assets and purchasing ability. Not to mention the fact that 31% of buyers in 2020 were first-time home buyers. And first-time home buyers oftentimes have no idea what it takes to get an offer accepted in today's market. So let's get started, because losing out on an offer is painful for everyone. Buyers are disappointed and you're working harder than ever. So let's do everything possible to help our clients win the home of their dreams and get you moving toward a closing. First step, I know that we're moving quickly, but it's more important now than ever to make sure that you spend time with your buyers, know what they're looking for, know what their priorities are, and know what they're willing to give on, and be 100% honest from the start. Educate them on what it's going to take to get an offer accepted. One great tip is to pull comps for a buyer's consultation, just like you would for a listing appointment. Show your buyers up front the list price versus the sold price in the areas that they're interested in, and get them ready for what they may need to face as a buyer in this crazy market. One great way to get buyers to sit down with you is to honestly say, let's sit down for a few minutes. Our quick meeting could shave weeks off of our property search time frame and help you get offers accepted faster. I promise it will be worth 20 to 30 minutes for us to put a game plan together. You can talk to your clients in person, virtually, over Zoom. They both work, and it's a valuable process, so don't drop it. And then once you've sat down with your clients and you have a plan in place, you have a list of everything that they want in their dream home, and you know what is a deal breaker and the features that they must have, and then the features that they're willing to give on, it's time to get to work. And you can use these tips to help more of your offers get accepted the first time around. I promise that it works. We are getting VA and FHA loans accepted. We are winning bids coming in below list price. One of our agents just won the bid on a listing, and their offer was $100,000 less than the highest offer. And this is how we do it. When you can clearly communicate the strengths that your buyer brings to the table, their ability to purchase, and your ability to confidently get the deal done, you will have a greater chance of your offer being accepted. So grab your pen and paper. We're going to jump in and we're going to go quickly. Occupancy. Always reach out to the listing agent and ask if the sellers have a preference for closing date. We typically work with a contract that closes in 30 to 45 days. In this market, many sellers would appreciate and choose an offer that gives them a 60 or even 90-day occupancy post-closing. And if you really want to sweeten the deal, you could offer the post-closing occupancy for free with no rent or lease payment. Escrow deposits. Get away from the typical low escrow. You want to put down large escrow amounts that will show the seller that your buyer is serious and has a large amount of money to work with. Whenever possible, a larger escrow deposit will put the seller's mind at ease. Inspection periods. Keep your inspection periods as short as possible. Reach out to your inspector when you make the offer and pre-schedule a time. You can send your offer over with a 5 or 10 day inspection period rather than our typical 15 days, and let the listing agent know that you have an inspection scheduled, show that you're ready to go, and communicate every step of the way. Y'all, there are a lot of really messy offers floating around right now. Be the agent that is on top of the details and can get the job done. Have your pre-qualification ready to go and make sure that your contract matches the pre-qual. I know that sounds obvious. It's important. We also let our lenders know here at our firm when our offer is going out to the seller and the listing agent. We ask for the lenders to follow up with emails and phone calls to have a conversation about our buyer and that our buyer is well qualified. Those lender reach outs go a long way in support of our buyers. And when it's possible, get away from the typical pre-qual letters and have a document verified pre-approval. Underwritten pre-approvals will not only raise the seller's comfort level, but it will save time during the closing process. When you have a verified approval, your buyer will be giving the lender access to income, assets, and credit. And then the lender receives bank statements and pay stubs to verify the information on the buyer's application. Once the lender verifies the documentation, you get a document verified letter. And those verifications give the seller confidence that your buyer will not struggle to find financing. Our lenders reaching out to the listing agent, along with verified pre-qualifications, have made a tremendous difference for our buyers between winning and losing a home. All right, letters to sellers. Let's talk about making your offer personal. First, personal letters can be controversial, and you need to talk with your broker to see if it's allowed at your firm. The challenge and the issue is to make sure that your buyers are talking strictly about what they love about the house and not giving too many personal details that would go against fair housing regulations. Essentially, if there's anything that you can do to make your offer stand out, I want you to do it. Especially when you talk with the listing agent and you learn that there are specific things that the seller will respond to. Pick up the phone and ask the listing agent, what's the most important thing to the seller? Sometimes you're going to give an answer. Sometimes you're not going to get an answer. It's fine. When you do get information, knowledge is power. Use it to the best of your ability. Let's talk about closing costs and title fees. Whenever possible, make your offer clean and easy. Buyer pays title fees and lender closing costs. I cannot tell you how many multiple offer situations I've seen where offers are kicked out of the running automatically as soon as the seller sees a check next to the box that says seller pays. And then, of course, we need to maximize your purchase price. Learn the skills to guide your buyer toward offering their best price from the start. There's not a lot of room right now for low offers, not right now in this market. You've got to go with your highest and best when you're bidding on a popular new listing. So ask your broker about escalation clauses and learn how and when to use them with your contracts. Have a conversation with your buyers and know where that price ladder breaks. A good question to ask is, are you willing to lose this house at XXX price? And when they say no, you ramp it up a little bit and you ask again. It will help your buyer when you take baby steps in pricing, getting them to stretch a little bit at a time. They may be able to go higher than they initially expected, and you can still keep an eye out for their comfort level and their financial ability, because bidding wars get really, really emotional. So don't throw caution to the wind and ignore your buyer's budget. You want to help them know when to walk away and when to escalate. And as always, when you can write a cash offer, your offer will always jump to the top of the pile. The seller doesn't need to worry about running into problems with financing. Now, I know that you're hearing to drop contingencies, waive appraisals, cover appraisal gaps up to certain price points, waive inspections, and they're all options, and they're dangerous options for your buyer. I'm not going to recommend any of those steps. I want you to be careful as you waive contingencies and make sure that you always keep enough cash in place for your buyer to cover closing costs and any issues that may come up from inspection. Waiving inspections is risky. It could sign your buyer up for some really urgent and expensive repairs that may be hidden. So my best advice is to go out of your way to see if you can determine what's important to the sellers, ask those questions, and then tailor your offer around any request that the seller makes whenever you can. And also, if the agent gives, this is important, if the agent gives specific instructions on how to submit your offer, follow those instructions exactly. It may seem silly to you, or it may seem unnecessary, but you need that listing agent on your side. Be their partner in the deal, doing everything possible to communicate and follow the instructions that they have put in place. And my final tip for today is to keep yourself available. Communicate with the listing agent and invite them to call you with any questions about your offer. Respond to any questions quickly and check in with the listing agent and try to monitor the seller's progress. Be as flexible as possible and stay on the seller's radar. When they decide, you'll want to be the first to know. So in a competitive market, you need every possible edge. And I hope that this video gave you a few new ideas. I want to help your buyers win and get their offers accepted. When you master these tips, you are going to build a fantastic reputation in the market as you work with other agents. And you're going to give your buyers an edge. You are also showing your buyers that you always go above and beyond. And for the future of your business, that means more referrals. So implement these tips, and I will see you again soon.